Hi and welcome to the Studio Scoop. You're here with me at Studio 138. I am G. I'm going to be exploring Dubbo's creative underground as well as interviewing a few creative voices from within our community. Be sure to stay up to date with all of our latest videos and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Now I'm here today with a very creatively involved person in our community, Camilla Ward. How are you?
I'm very well, Georgie. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being on here. So you have created a few local theatre companies or done a few local theatre things that have been the main focus of primary, secondary kids who have an interest in the performing arts. What would you say is the most challenging and rewarding part of creating those theatre groups?
Firstly, I think whenever you're creating something, it's about collaboration. So I couldn't do it on my own. I was very fortunate to be able to have my own studio first, as well as teaching. So I got to know the community when I moved here, 15, 16 years ago now. Wow. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? So yes, to me, the most challenging thing has just been to find a way forward when you're creating something. And as again, it's all about collaboration. I've been so fortunate to have Andrew Glassop, who worked at the Cultural Centre. He was very much the driver of wanting to have youth theatre. And then we went on and created Black Box Creatives, which I'm very proud of, that is still running now. And we also were in that wonderful production Brainstorm, which was all about the neurology of the teenage brain. So being able to do different things in our environment. And I think it's always hard when you're coming in to do something new. It's not selling an idea to the community, but it's about taking a risk. And that's why I was just so fortunate. Yes, it was challenging, but it was also rewarding to have people come on board with me and go, yes, let's do this. So when we started the musical theatre at the Conservatorium, so Vivian Winter was very supportive, could see that need. And so Raylene Byrne and myself, we came on board with that, and that's still going. So to me, what my, I suppose, ultimate goal is for everyone to be creative, but also, it sounds weird, but to do myself out of a job. If that makes sense. So I'm very passionate about starting new projects or starting new programs, but to me, it has to have longevity. And it's not about me. I know that sounds a bit... But it's not. It's about, will the program stand on its own? And it needs to evolve. So we've got, Andy Carolyn, who's now the creative director at Black Box Creatives, and he's doing amazing things. We wanted youth to create their own work to tell their story, which is what they're doing. And same with the musical theatre program at the Conservatorium. We've got Danielle Andrews, who's come in as well with Raylene. And so it's like, it's going to be something that will keep... I hope, just growing and evolving. And that's the hardest thing. Another challenge is to let things go. And to know when it's time that you've done as much as you can in your capacity and you can and support, but when you know it's time to move on and allow somebody else to continue that program or however it's going to evolve.
Would you say Black Box has evolved dramatically, or would you say it's sort of kept that level ground?
It's interesting because I still think we're in the early stages. So we're 2020 now. It started in 2016. It's building. Every year skills develop. I mean, playwriting skills in itself is a craft that has to be learned and has to be adapted and evolved. So I just think it is going from strength to strength. I mean, it's very difficult. This year has been so difficult for everybody in the arts. And I'm just so incredibly amazed with how people are adapting, like Studio 138 doing the online streaming. Everybody is now just being so creative and finding different ways of expressing their creativity through the arts.
Great.
So they've now got Not Another Dress Rehearsal, which is another wonderful opportunity for 14 to 19-year-olds. It's okay because this is, I think it's wonderful. I mean, you've got Dubbo Drama Club. You've got all these different outlets. For when I first came here, there weren't as many because not that there wasn't the talent here and there wasn't, I just think our community is changing and evolving and people are seeing the importance of the arts. And for everybody. It's not just an elitist thing. Everybody is creative.
So for someone like yourself who is passionate about the arts and performing arts, what would you say the performing arts means to you?
Wow. That is, it's everything.
Yeah.
I've turned my back on it a few times in life, and I've realised that without it, you often have to let something go or go down a different path to actually realise what your path is.
Yeah.
And it's funny because every time I thought that, no, I'll do something else, I'll go in a different career and I just kept being drawn back into the arts. So for me, it's life, it's creativity, and it's my own path.
So what advice would you give to younger performing artists who are they aspire to be someone who either makes theatre groups or is out there more, is famous, maybe not so famous, they just want to pursue a career in the performing arts? What advice would you give to them?
Get involved.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At a local level, wherever they are, get involved. Say yes. I definitely believe working on your craft, skills, and being a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I think, and I know that sounds a bit, like I'm not taking it seriously, but you really do. I think it's not just if you want to be in front of the camera, you need to know what's going on behind the camera or behind the stage, and vice versa. Yeah. And don't be discouraged.
Yeah.
We all go through those periods of time where we go, what am I doing? Nothing is happening. Yeah. But I think that's when you need to really look around you and say, your opportunity never looks like you think it's going to look. And before you know it, it's like you're a cast member in a short film that now is award-winning.
Yeah. So, for the viewers, what do you wish for them to take away from this interview?
My hope is that people will go, I'm creative. We're all creative. And I think there's no one set path for a start. Yeah. You can look at how others did it, but at the end of the day, you are you, you're authentic, and what you have counts. And support your local community. Go and see live shows. Go and support, we've got wonderful SOMAD here, which is, local musicians. And I mean, I could go on forever with all the visual arts and the creative assembly, but go and support because that's, if you feel that, see what others are doing. And don't be afraid to say, hey, I've got an idea.
Yeah. Because
you do not know where it will lead you. That's the exciting thing.
Yes.
Slightly terrifying, but also exciting.
Terrifying, yeah. We'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check those out. So, thank you, Camilla Ward, for joining us here at Studio 138. It has been great chatting to you and getting to know you a bit better. If you have any questions or comments, please email us. It'll also be in the description below. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube as well. Please subscribe. Facebook, Instagram, and make sure to keep up to date with all of our latest videos. You never know what's going to pop up. I understand Mud Flappers has just done their small space gig, which I am really keen to watch. Stay safe, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
G is